before you take action on something, you have to check in with where your energy is at. Because if we truly want to create the world that we want to live in, a world full of love, hope, peace, harmony, we actually have to make sure that our energy is vibrating and operating from that space first. And I know that sounds a bit woo-woo and it sounds a bit like cliche, but it truly fucking works. Okay, the answer to all of this, the answer to the hostility, the answer to everything that is going down right now is us vibrating from a place of love, reclaiming our love frequency and really getting good at doing that every single day.
This whole divide and conquer is a scenario that we are starting to really wake up to. And I think it's the greatest gift again of 2020, where we realize that so many of our children are struggling in so many ways. And I want to go through the stats with you, but my thought from all of that is just to ask you to be brave, because no one knows your child like you do.
I keep thinking about the same thing, you know, like if we really don't reclaim our power and we just keep doing the same thing and waiting for that person, what happens in, say, another 5 years' time when another virus rolls out and then there's another global pandemic and what we just do the same thing? It's like right now is the time for us to really reclaim our power and say, hey, we're going to do it our way, and just, take back control of our health.
You're not going to wait 5 years for that to happen, Tay. I mean, they have already filed 208 patents for future pandemics. 208. So if we think that this is just sooner or later just going to go, we're done with that. We're going back to where we were 1/1/2020. It's not going to happen. And I've had a lot of people have said, this train is roaring down the track at 200 miles an hour. If we trying to stop it, it's like getting smashed. So what we need to do collectively is start to figure out what the parallel track is going to be. And those people that are going to get the shots and are going to be masked the rest of their lives, no matter what. I mean, even if you said to people tomorrow, we overplayed our hands, take off those stupid masks, they're just making people sick. How many people do you know, all you guys collectively know, that will never take them off no matter what? They have so bought the Kool-Aid, and they're so convinced that this virus is going to kill them. And they're so convinced they're doing something for the social good of everybody. And now it's become a fashion statement, right? The fabric matches your purse, matches your shirt, matches your tie. They won't take it off no matter what. Okay, fine. You guys just move gently. We'll bless you. We'll pray for you. We love you. We'll move you over there. We're going to go in this direction with our tribe.
Now we just have a medical dictatorship where there's one guy, a guy who's never treated a COVID patient, Tony Fauci, who is now dictating this policy, medical policies and economic policies that have brought the world economy to a standstill, are killing tens of thousands of people every month. 10,000 children in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa alone, every month who are dying from starvation because of these lockdowns. 149 million children, according to UNICEF, who have been forced into food insecurity globally. There's a lot more people who are going to die from the lockdown than would have ever died from COVID.
People who don't have the ability to discern within themselves on what to believe are just going to blindly accept what the media tells them to. And the media is not going to cover the discrepancies or the faults in the PCR tests, which from my perspective are effectively meaningless. Truly, the results, positive, negative, mean absolutely nothing when you know that they're using an in silico sequencing for a test. But it sucks because people are just going to buy into what they're told. And that's where I really try to have grace for people, because had I not gone through what I went through when I was younger and then seen the experience with my wife and my mom and then Kelly Brogan, then going down the rabbit hole, I probably wouldn't be able to see either, or I'd have a tough time seeing. You have to be a person who's naturally willing to question the nature of things, or someone who has experienced something so foundationally shattering for the lens through which you view the world, before you're ever able to start questioning.
So start building your soil, mushroom compost. And then when you see mushrooms starting to grow everywhere and you see worms, this is telling you that you have fertile soil. And it's not compacted, And the other thing is when it rains, that you don't lose your soil. So what happens when you do this to your soil? You become part of a solution, not a problem. So what we know now is as we improve our soils in ecology, we sequester carbon from the atmosphere. That sequestering of carbon increases the organic matter. The increase in organic matter holds more rain and water. So as you hold more rain and water, it's not going down drain pipes, it's not going into the ocean with soil. Because if you look at river systems now, they are muddy. And they're muddy because we are no longer holding water in our soil. And if we're not holding water in the soil, we are losing our soil to the oceans, and we are drowning our oceans in soil. So when you start to do this in your own backyard, you are part of this is another way of being part of a solution. It's not a problem. So get that soil right in your own backyard, and don't spray Roundup on your dandelions. They're medicinal.
Yes.
So it's literally true that saying, look after your own backyard.
Look after your own backyard.
Yes.